All right. So just give a brief introduction of how you got into Jiu Jitsu.
Jiu Jitsu. I was at a Bally gym in Dallas where I was living at the time, and I was kicking the bag because I have a background in other martial arts. And he knew I was a martial artist from the way I was kicking the bag. And then he said, have you ever heard of Jiu Jitsu? And I had, because of the early UFC. And he was a Gracie student from California. And he took me through some stuff. And my eyes were open, and I stopped traditional martial arts altogether, and that's when I started training jiu-jitsu. 1999 I got into it sketchily, you know, and then in 2005 I really started putting it into my defensive tactics as a police officer because it was more applicable to what we do. We always end up on the ground, yada yada. We have to handcuff suspects on the ground when it goes to a fight situation usually. So it was more applicable to what I was doing and more camera friendly. So that's when I started in 2005 teaching. Every one of my students that gets it, that stays for any length of time, it'll change their life. I believe it betters them as a person if they're a good person anyway. You know, because it's so humbling. You know, the humbleness of it, if you understand the humility of just the mat does not lie. It tells you right where you're at. So that humility brings you to an understanding of, oh, I'm not who I thought I was. I need more. And there's only so many ways you can kick and punch, but there are millions of ways to grapple. Bigger people, stronger people, faster people, more athletic people, and a fight where I'm all by myself. And they have the advantage of their youth, their speed, their size, and I've never had to hit or kick anybody, but I've used Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo on the street to control people and break their will to a handcuffing position.
So this very well saves lives.
Absolutely.
And you're also a cop.
Yes.
So the subject of this is also an unspoken hero. And so, in many ways, I feel like you have not been given enough credit because not only are you a cop and protect people on the streets, but you also take people in off of the streets to teach them, and in a lot of people's opinions, the definitive way to defend yourself against any person alive.
When my students come back to me and say, I used this on the street and it saved me, I used this and it defended me against so-and-so, I use this in a situation to stop an attack. Yes, that makes me so happy. And I've heard that throughout my whole training of 13 years now in Jiu-Jitsu. I had one student of mine, he is an FBI agent now, but he was actually Gaddafi's first son's pilot over there before the coup. And he came to me and he said, dude, if I could tell you stories about how this saved my life overseas, it has. All the training you've given me over the years. And that's big because he's been out in the real world. Now he's an FBI agent and he's still utilizing it. Every kid that I've had that was bullied and come in and train for a length of time, the bullying stopped. Gives them confidence, and it actually gives you enough confidence where somebody looks at you, can feel that confidence and think, I don't think I'm going to do anything with this person.
It's very obvious you want to help people with your gym and also with your police work. Does it ever get you emotional or anything like that to know that the impact you have locally?
It makes me feel that I'm doing something right and that I'm impacting those that come into the school and train with me. But what they don't realize is how much you guys impact me. It's a give and take. You guys impact me more than you'll ever know. If you don't realize it, you guys are. So I get that. It keeps me going.
Right.
You know, even though I never want to stop, but it keeps me going.
In many ways, it almost adds to your drive, or it is your drive.
Oh, it adds to it. Yes, 100%. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Is there any final thing that you would like to say?
Keep on rolling.
That's funny. Well, thank you for everything you did,
All right,
Troy.
brother.
Love you.
You too, man.